Today, we talked a little bit about our purposes in life. And there are people right here in Washington, D.C. that are living out their purposes on a daily basis. Whether it's the congressmen and women on Capitol Hill who are passing legislation to move our society forward, whether it's Secretary of Agriculture Tom Vilsack, who's in the process of working on the Farm Bill as we speak, or whether it's as simple as the men and women here at the hotel that are working on staff at the front desk, keeping this hotel functioning so that we can enjoy our conference here today. Men and women in Washington, D.C. are living out their purposes to meet other people's needs on a daily basis. We're going to continue this conversation by observing some people in history in the past who have used their purposes to meet other people's needs as well. But before we do that, let's start by taking 10 seconds to count off 1 through 10 at our table. 10 seconds, count off 1 through 10. Once we have counted off 1 through 10, we know what number we are. We will direct our attention back up to the front of the room. So now that we know what number we have, and we've all assigned numbers around our table, we'll shoot our eyes up to the screens, and we will see that with our numbers, there is a name next to our numbers. So if at our table we were number 3, our number is Patrick Pierre LaFont. So what we'll do next is around the room, we'll notice that there are profiles of these individuals up here that are numbered 1 through 10. Here in a moment, when the music begins, we will start by getting up out of our seats, going to those profiles, answering the questions in our Learn Book on page 18. Once we've done that, we'll return to our seats and share what we've learned about these people with the people at our table. So, when the music starts, but not until the music starts, recap real quick. We'll go around the room, find a person's profile, write down the answers to the questions on page 18, return to our seats, and share that information with the people at our table. Okay. Who will be the first to share a summary of the person's profile they were assigned to? Hands ready for?
Jessica. Okay, I had Poe Pay, and he was a Native American. His purpose was he was a spiritual leader, and he was also a healer for the Native American tribe that he was part of. He met the need by protecting his culture and heritage from change by the Spanish. And an interesting fact about him is he helped make New Mexico the richly multicultural state that it is today. We've got one right here.
Drew. I had Lewis Burwell Chesty Puller. He was a general in the Marine Corps, and the need that he met was to lead troops into battle to defend the freedom of our country and others. One interesting fact is he's the most decorated Marine in the history of the United States.
Got one right here. Bailey.
So, his name was Henry A. Wallace, and first he started out just as his grandfather's newspaper editor, but then later he became the Secretary of Agriculture under President Franklin Roosevelt. And the Great Depression inspired him, and so he advocated agriculture because he realized that people really did need food more than they realized. And so then he created places for people to go and get the food that they needed. And then the last interesting fact about him is that he ran for president, but lost, and so he retired life basically after that and worked on improving egg yields and strawberries on his farm.
Awesome. All right, so we've had a chance to learn about the purposes of some other people's, people who have used their purposes in history. Let's talk a little bit about our very own purposes. In the last community group sessions, we had a chance to develop what our purpose of life looks like. So, who will be the first to share what they came up with for their purpose of their life?
We have one right here.
Kayla, and the purpose of my life is to be the best person I can be in whatever situation I am in, to help others when they need it and to step back when they don't, to be an amazing big sister and a daughter, to always be there when my friends need a shoulder to cry on or when they need to laugh.
All eyes on.
Caitlin, purpose of my life is overused but under-implemented. I'm here to make a difference and to serve people. And if I don't, nobody else will. It's time for me to step up and change people's lives because God blessed me so that I can bless other people. It's time to get our nation back to the true patriotic United States of America. In my future, I hope to do just that and become a nationwide leader and role model. It's time for me to make a difference.